recording.
So, we've actually done a video of this before, but we're gonna redo it because, as you can see,
Fancy camera!
we finally have a camera that's decent, so you'll be able to see the lighting really well. We can zoom now. We can do
great.
fancy widgets and sound, which I'm sure all of you are very excited about. So, a lot of people have asked us in the past. I'm really blind, so I'm like staring off into space. I'm like, oh, everything's so blurry. No, so everybody has been posting and asking on just about every video we've done about Remus's makeup. And I feel really bad because there's really just nothing fancy I do. Like, I'm really flattered that everybody likes it so much, but I'm also super embarrassed, which is one of the reasons I have put off doing it for so long. Because, there's nothing particularly stupendous or difficult. You can literally, like, I'm not one of those people who goes out and buys like 600 pounds of incredibly expensive makeup. I don't have the money. So I make what I have work, which occasionally means I'm a little shiny, but that's okay. So what we're gonna start out with is looking at all the tools that I set up. So as you can see, this is it. There's no liquid latex, there's no super unholy expensive particulars. It's just this, and occasionally a little bit of stage blood. But so yeah, that's the tool area.
This is it.
Yeah, and I will explain the tools as I go through. First thing you start with is lip balm, because your lips will get really dried out doing this makeup.
Baby.
What, I'm not supposed to eat it?
No. I know it smells good.
It's delicious. So, the reason for the lipstick, lip gloss,
Lip balm.
lip balm stuff. This stuff is, with Remus's makeup, when you take this stuff, you've got to put it on your lips. It smooths out your foundation on your lips. It also keeps your lips from like peeling off.
And it also gives you a rather masculine look.
The lip balm doesn't.
Well, no, but the foundation,
No, the foundation is to make your lips look lighter, depending on what person you are doing. Depends
Typically,
on how much you put on.
If you're cross-playing, you typically want to look like a man. Well, if you're
Remus doesn't look particularly manly.
If you're a female going to male.
So the key points to hit when you're putting foundation on for Remus, you've got to put it on pretty thick because he's so pale all the time. And I try to, I'm sure you guys have seen me experiment with post-moon versus full moon versus middle of the month Remus. I also have a natural birthmark right on the bridge of my nose that's very, very red. So I tend to put an extra bit there to make sure that it blends out. It's called the Sturk Spite. I'm sure a couple of you probably got one. They're not uncommon. And then the next key points are your cheekbones. You've really got to get up here in your cheekbone area good, because later on I'm going to show you how to do the shadows. Another situation, see, I don't do a lot of male accenting with Remus because I want his face to have a softer look. It's not like Lestat, where I try really hard to accent everything. Also, embarrassingly enough, I don't do any crazy eye makeup because I'm naturally exhausted all the time. Comes with being a college student, I guess. I don't sleep ever. So I put a lot of foundation under my eyes to kind of smooth all of that area out. But as you can see, my bags are still really prominent, and I'll just trace over them in a little bit with the darker eyeliner. I also put a decent amount of foundation over the eyelid because it helps keep the makeup a lot smoother. And some people will argue on me about this, but I actually learned this trick from my younger years when I cosplayed a lot of Kingdom Hearts characters. I did demics, and it was really important to make sure your complexion was really smooth with those characters. Next trick, I'm sure all of you end up with blemishes at some point. Just put an extra dollop on there. I break out like crazy sometimes. Sometimes because I've been putting too much makeup on. After con is especially terrible. Notice that I'm leaving my lips for last. That is important to remember because I'm talking also, and you know, I'm just gonna give you a constant stream of commentary about this. Here, let's just make a whole video of me putting a lot of foundation on. So, yeah, and because of Remus, I do put a little bit more foundation on than some other characters. Fabian, for example, Fabian Pruitt, I barely put any makeup on for him at all. I accent the eyes, and that's it. because he doesn't need it because he's beautiful. I just am not pretty enough to be Fabian Pert.
You're pretty. Stop it.
Look, it's a cat. Love the cat.
Oh, he vanished.
So now here's the lips, and this is kind of a give or take, and you're gonna have to touch up as you do stuff because you talk, hopefully. Unless you don't.
In the background.
Unless you don't. Oh god, hi.
I'm creeping.
God, I look so freaking tired. Ugh, it's been a really stressful week. Let's put all the foundation on to cover it up. I think Caradoc hiding out in the living room right now.
I mean, Gideon.
Gideon!
Yeah.
You're Caradoc now. I keep fucking up names.
Every single time.
I know! It's the dyslexia.
I know, I'm gonna start making dirty jokes about it.
You both have like a D in your name at this same point. How am I supposed to do anything? My brain registers things that way. Like there's a D in there, and there's also an O in there. And my brain's like, oh, that's obviously the same thing. I'm incredibly dyslexic, and I'm not even kidding. Like I'm legitimately diagnosed heavily dyslexic.
Oh my god.
So I fuck names up all the time.
That's gonna be my alarm bell.
Remember that time when I'm not supposed to swear? Whoops. If you're a minor and you care about swearing, I apologize. Okay, so now that I'm nice in foundation. So, my lips are really red today. But, yeah, that's kind of the foundation base. I'll touch up again. Probably, we film for up to 6 hours at a time sometimes, so we all have to stop and do a touch up. So, the next thing that we're gonna do, this is the mini brush. Me and the mini brush are very heavily acquainted. Mini brush. And there are 2 sets of colors that I use when I start out. I actually start my accent with a really heavy brown. So either that brown, which I'm running really low on, or this brown. Today we're gonna do this one because I'm running really low on my really nice brown. And oh gosh, I wish that we had like a closer, I wish these like came forward. Can I
know.
just pull it forward? I'm super blind and I'm trying to apply makeup.
Can we be like Sims and like pull the wall forward?
Yes, we could just vanish into the sim editor. So here, I'm just gonna put some of this on and then I'll show you. So I'm sure all of you know how to apply makeup, and I'm sure you don't want a tutorial about how I do my eye makeup. Hi! I'm sure you don't want a tutorial about how I do my eye makeup. Everybody wants scar makeup, but you know,
It's important.
I have to get there.
Because, you know, we're going to be filming anyway, so.
And it's the last part that I put on because I don't want to smear it all over the place because I'm out of final seal. It's like
Oh
the
no,
most,
we need to get more files in.
it's like the most expensive part of our cosplaying endeavors. It's the final seal. So with Remus, we're going a little darker today because, surprise, surprise, you guys are getting a full moon episode. But you will already know that because that'll be uploaded before this. Yes. So they'll probably be uploaded about the same time tonight. So this is kind of the base for the eye. I accent my natural bag line. And then I go up over the lid, and then I get into the crevice by my nose to really make my eyes look dark. Oh my gosh, I've got foundation in my nose.
Oh no.
I'm gonna explode. So, oh gosh, I'm just like, I need another cup of coffee, guys. Can I just have
I
all...
can get on that.
Are we allowed to have another cup
We
of
just
coffee?
had them like 2 hours ago.
Dude, more coffee! More coffee!
More coffee! Any day of the week we can have more coffee.
Pruitts! We are actually the kings of going through coffee. We drink enough coffee to like put coffee makers to shame. So, yes. What do you think, Padfoot? More coffee?
More coffee sounds great.
I'm gonna try not making a lot of noise back here, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Don't worry about it, bro.
We have the ability to pick up the noise. We might as well show that off. So, yeah, we're all very happy about the new camera. So, I need to stop talking and actually focus on putting the makeup on. Whoa. I also got a new laptop. You wanna know why I got a new laptop, YouTube? Because my cat broke my old laptop.
He pushed it off the bed.
He pushed my laptop off the bed and he broke it. And I have no money. So, yeah, that sucked really hard. And I was like, thank you, cat. I appreciate that very much. I'll buy you a cat tree. Not a very good punishment, huh? I am a terrible parent. I will raise spoiled children. Okay, so that's kind of the base for the dark. And now the tricky part is the blending. So once I've got these shadows on, God, I look terrible.
You look like a Mooney.
I look like a very stressed out Mooney. I don't need a lot of makeup.
Cat.
So,
Cat.
oh,
Sorry.
cat foot.
Sorry, baby.
Okay, so now with this particular moment, we are going to accent the cheekbones.
Just like that. Basically, you suck in your cheeks and then you follow your cheekbones. Don't do anything fancy. It's like if you're putting on blush.
What is blush? That's what women's wear. I'm a man.
Baby.
I am.
You are.
I am so manly.
You are very manly.
Now the real question is it even?
Should be.
I try to accent, I have a very sharp jaw naturally, so I try to accent just behind my ear to really bring that out. Another bit you can accent is bringing down into your neck. As you all can see, I am incredibly pale because it's January, so I look like I am anemic, so that's another bit. I don't necessarily look terribly flushed these days. I need to start taking my iron again. Everybody's well acquainted with my woes in health, though. I try to do better about it. Does that look even?
Oh my god, we're all zoomed up. Crap. There we go. Yes, looks even.
Okay, good. Alright, so. Yeah, and with Remus, you really want to accent those features. His face is very angular. So now you can see my cheekbones are popping really hard. A trick you can use to accent your cheekbones even further is to take a really light dusting of a light color.
And go on top of your cheekbones.
On top of your cheekbones, because then you're going to accent this area.
You're going to build a contrast, basically.
And you really don't want to use any flesh colors with Remus at all. You don't want to use any pinks, any reds, unless, and there is one exception, I'm going to take this off red here, the sienna, and I'm going to put it around my eyelids because that gives a really raw, tired look. So,
especially if you're doing after full moon Remus.
So what I'll do is I'll pull it in underneath my eyelids. We're not technically after, we're like before, we're pre-moon.
We're pre-moon.
So this is my pre-moon Remus look. After the full moon, I really heavily accent the underlying shadows.
Purples.
Pre-moon, I tend to put a little green in there just to make me look sick, so I'll use this off gray just right at the corners of my eyes. And then I eat Padfoots for breakfast.
You don't eat Padfoots for breakfast.
So there is the base color, top and bottom. Now, this is about the time I prefer to use a brown one, but we don't have a brown
so this is like eyeliner. A gray.
Do not use liquid eyeliner. Do not do it, because then you will look like a Squeenix character. You want to use the bare minimum amount, and that is simply because you want to get
You want as natural as possible.
Yeah, you want to get your lower lid.
Oh crap. So there's about 4 minutes left. Go, go, go.
Crap! Oh no! Oh no! No! I don't want to stop. I need to hurry up. And then I hit the top lid just barely. And that is to get rid of any pink that's laying up along your eyelids. It really brings down the color around your eyes.
And we're going to take a short break so I can empty this off so you can do your scars.
Okay, I'll finish my eye makeup.
Okay.
Okay.
We are now back online.
My pants are too
Baby.
tight.
Look at her pants.
They're the
She's
sexy 70s pants, but
She's
I put
sexy.
weight on, so now my pants are too tight. Okay,
Okay, so we're back with part 2.
Part 2. So as you can see, I have finished the makeup. The things that I have done whilst we were downloading, we need to get a really big SIM card. We have 2 gigs on this, which apparently in HD speak is like
Nothing.
15 minutes of record time. So we're going to be doing the happy let's download things dance for the rest of the afternoon. Right, so what I did while you were gone, I finished my eyes, and everybody can shade to their liking. The big thing to remember is different complexions will take different makeup differently. The only tips I can say, be sure to highlight under, low light under, highlight on top. I have highlighted along my brow line. Don't ever use any mascara. Bare minimum solid eyeliner, no liquid. You don't want to be able to see it. You don't want any flips or bloops or designs.
No cat eyes, no thick
You
eyeliner.
just want enough to make sure that you don't have any skin showing through on the bottoms.
Your nails are blue.
Oh, whoops. I'll need to take that off. Whoops. Totally forgot my nails were painted. Whoops. So, I have beautiful nails. I then went under and highlighted again with the lighter green gray to make me look sick because we're doing pre-moon moony in the videos today. And then I used the same color I used to do my cheeks. So this color, this brush, and I went along the outsides of my nose to make my nose look a little sharper. That's about it. I put a little bit of some white on my cheeks to make my cheeks look pale. I am so shiny. Okay, so now we're going to quickly discuss the benefits of buying really expensive stupid makeup.
Like Ben Nye.
There's no shiny, and the less shiny you have, the better. The thing about it is, you may look a little shiny, but nobody's going to get up in your gears about it, and if they do, kick them. Kick them really hard and explain to them that Ben Nye is $5 a thingy, and not everybody has $5 to spend. We have got 4 basic colors in Ben Nye between the 2 of us. Red, yellow, blue, and we have foundation.
Yes.
So those are the colors we've got. Those are the colors that
We don't need
frequently. I use the blue for when I was going to do Nightcrawler, and then the costume got put off forever because it's really expensive to do. And so I still intend to do that at some point though, because I really want to cosplay Nightcrawler. But anyway, benefits to buying Ben Nye. There's no shiny unless you want it to be shiny, but you can get plain cheap makeup that's not very shiny or not shiny at all. You can get foundations in different colors. You can use that for eyeshadow.
You look so sick right now.
I'm fine. So yeah, just it really depends. Remember, only use purples very, very, very lightly. I don't tend to do the purples very often. Sometimes I'll do purple for moony, and I'll put it just
on the crease.
Just a teeny bit to accent the bags. Now, we're going to do the magical scars. I'm so embarrassed. This is just so not impressive at all. Okay, so this is the scars. This right here, this is Almay Brown liquid eyeliner. I have been cosplaying Remus since I was 15 years old. I am 21. And I have been using this same bottle of eyeliner since I started cosplaying Remus. So, this is how you do the scars. You take your applicator. God, this is so embarrassing. I'm blushing under all of this makeup. And then...
Don't laugh while you're doing this.
Oh my god. So basically, I follow a pattern. My Remus always has the side sweep. So I start and I just take it from the corner here and I draw all the way down. And then I follow that pattern. So I'll do another one just depending. I usually only have one sweep over the bridge of my nose. So gosh, I'm so blind. For those of you who've caught me being naughty, there are a couple of times I've done my makeup and I haven't gotten it aligned just right. So this one here, this side sweep, I'll connect up here. I also do Remus with one little one down that side. So sometimes I'll put a little nick up here, just depending. Voila! There's a little bit of a trick to it though. I take the eyeshadow, and you remember that color I used to make my eyes look raw, that reddish color? I take this and I dapple it over to give it that raw kind of look. Some people will argue with me. They will get all up in my gears about it. They will say, why don't you use liquid eyeliner? Scars aren't actually dark. I tell them cinematography. It is really, really hard to see liquid latex scars. It is even harder to get them on correctly. It is even harder to get it off again. And some people, like myself, have poor reactions to liquid latex if worn for too long. I get really red marks on my face usually. I can do it on my arms, I can do it on my ears okay, but if I put it on my face, it does bad stuff to my skin. So I don't tend to use it for sanitary health reasons and the fact that I find it incredibly uncomfortable. I also like being able to see the scars in film, and you can definitely see these when you're on camera. And you know, sometimes that's what you need to go for, the effect of things. But I just go through here. When I want them to look really raw, I take some blood, some liquid fake blood. And
Again, Ben Nye.
Ben Nye, I don't even use Ben Nye. I have some cheap costume blood I got a few years ago that I just mix into the palm of my hand with some of the dark brown to make it look oxidized. And I'll taper it at the edges to give it more of a reddish look. Another trick you can use for blending is you use a little bit of the peach. I've got a color bit here. And then I brush it over spots that got particularly red looking. Or I use it to taper. Really simple, really two-dimensional, very, very good for cosplaying, very excellent way to do things if you have sensitive skin.
Very good way if you have a sensitive budget.
Yes, this is... Liquid latex takes years to learn how to do. Frequently, it is incredibly difficult to do it by yourself. You have to have somebody else do it for you. It is incredibly messy. It is very hard to blend. It is exceptionally expensive. You have to get a top coat to get the makeup to even stick to it. It's really a pain in the butt if you want to do any sort of regular filming. This kind of makeup and latex could take you 6 hours to do if you're as inept as I am. I have a friend back home, she does it beautifully, she can do it and make it look fantastic, but it takes a really long time, and if you mess it up, you have to start over. And sometimes it's hit or miss, sometimes it looks great, sometimes it doesn't. And I hate liquid latex. I hate the way it smells. I think it's disgusting. I really don't like spending the money for it. It dries out in the bottle, it goes bad, it rots, it mildews and molds. It's just really difficult to have, to keep, and to own and use. So I just do 2D, and I just use some cheap old eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, dark brown, and then I smudge over it to make it smooth. And then it looks fine to me. It looks perfectly fine. Tips though, if you wear glasses like I do and you're super, super blind like I am and super, super poor like I am, you probably don't have contacts but you have glasses, just be sure to hit your face with some Final Seal if you have it. If not, remember when you're filming and you've been wearing your glasses to download photos, eat, see, walk, spot an owl, fly with Superman, I don't know. Be sure to put your glasses on and then off and then check the corners where your piece sits, your nose piece, to make sure that you haven't had any smudges, because those will show up when you have an HD camera. So, yeah, and that's it. It's really not as big and wonderful as everybody had hoped. I'm sorry. It's a cool, cheap trick, though, for costume makeup. I learned a lot of it in theater when I was a kid, so... When I was a kid. Back in ye olden years, before touch phones and HD cameras. Back when everybody recorded with Kodaks.
Yep. Okay, let's go take that blue off your nails and drink coffee.
Coffee! Okay, let's do that.
Okay, ta-da.